Hey guys, today we are talking WYZE Cam V3 window mounts. I'm going to show you how to get rid of those nasty window reflections when pointing your camera through a window. We're also going to install the window mounts in 3 different windows and check out the footage. So here we have the 2 different window mounts that we're going to examine today. So the first one here is an angle mount, and it places the camera on a 20-degree angle, looking up or down or right or left. The second one is flat and is placed flush against the glass. Placing a camera near or against the window will reveal some reflections. At night we have much more, especially when the camera's IR night vision lights are turned on. They are reflected back right into the camera's lens, and it makes the footage useless. So in today's video I'm going to show you how we can fix this and make the image better. We're going to test out the 2 mounts, and we're going to discuss the camera settings in the app to make these mounts more effective. Then we're going to do some side-by-side comparative testing, and we're going to follow it up with a pro tip, so make sure you stick around for that. As always, links for everything seen here today will be in the description below. So let's start off with a quick intro on the angle mount. It's made from the silicone and it fits the V3 cam perfectly, and it costs about $15 American. Now moving on to the flat mount, it's made from a much thicker silicone because it has to support the weight of the entire camera just by its front. This one costs about $10 American. Let's stick these mounts to the window and get the cameras configured for the best through glass images. Here at night, the camera's night vision lights are on, and as I place the camera into the window, you can see them reflecting back. So let's jump into the WYZE app and fix that. To do this, we want to open up the camera in the WYZE app and then click the settings icon in the upper right hand corner. Go to Advanced Settings, and here we have the night vision IR lights option. Turn that to off. Yeah, much better. And next we're going to turn off that status light on the camera because we don't want to see that in the reflection either. So back here on the Advanced Settings page, where the camera says status light, we can switch that to off and the light disappears. So let's drop in the cameras next. The flat mount fits perfectly, very snug, and the angle mount has a great fit as well. The third camera here is going to act as our control. It doesn't have a mount and is going to act as a baseline for our testing. Here's a quick look from the outside at how the cameras look. I like the flat mount best since it's most concealed, even though it has the largest footprint. Alright, let's jump into some footage with some comparisons. The control camera with no mount is on the top. The flat mount camera is next, and here in the bottom right we have the angled mount. I like the angle mount here because I don't really care what the sky looks like. I just want to see the deck area. Seems like this mount helps the camera provide coverage of the area under surveillance. Now looking out for glare, the image is pretty much perfect on all of the cameras. On the control there is a slight hint of a reflection here of the front of the camera. And let's fast forward through some footage here. Yeah, I don't see any issues with the footage here. Looks great. The mounts are really doing the trick. Let's carry on with some more testing. Okay, so here we are at night. We have the cameras, the control, the flat, and the angled setup, and I've added a camera here to record what I'm doing inside of the room. We're going to flick the lights on and off a few times and see how that impacts the images and the reflections. The control camera is allowing the most reflections over the entire image, but especially here on the left. The flat mount is a big improvement over the control, but I can see a ghost of my curtains here on the right. And for the angled mount, I can see the face of my camera right on the right here, and a blanket, and looks like we have the curtain here on the left. Okay, so I set the cameras to record for a long time. Let's look at the time lapse, and there's a little glare here on the control. You can see the camera's face, and as day breaks, the cameras flick over to daytime mode. There's some lens flare here, but I'm not worried about that. So as night starts to fall, the camera in the angle mount is showing some glare of the camera face, and just like that, it's totally dark. And you probably saw a little flash of glare there when I turned the lights on the inside in the room. And as we expected, the control was showing most reflection of the 3. The angle shows the camera face a few times, and the flat was pretty much perfect. Not too bad. Okay, so now we're going to move the cameras and mounts to a different location. And by the way, these mounts stick very well. And to clean off the excess tape from the window, when I remove the mounts, I use nail polish remover or acetone. It was the solution that worked for me, but be careful using this because if you have a UV coating or a tinting on your window, it may even remove some of those protections that are on the windows. So this is the next test location. This time I pointed the angle mount upwards to record the sky and maybe capture some northern lights. Once installed, I closed the blinds and the curtains to help keep the glare to a minimum. And so what do you know? Right off the bat here in the distance, you can see the lady dancing in the sky. Yes, I lucked into some northern lights on the first night. As for glare, all of the cameras are showing a certain degree of reflection. The angle mount is showing a couple camera faces and some other glare here off to the right. The flat mount just has this line on the right, and on the control the reflection of the face is obvious, and thankfully that camera stayed in color mode all night and gave us the nice colors of the aurora. That orange light off at the distance there, that's something else on land. And then as day breaks, those clouds look awesome. I know this video isn't about the quality of the camera, but that daytime footage looks amazing. I do love the positioning of the angle mount here. And then for the second night, I turned off the outside lights on my house and the glare was noticeably different. I also forced the cameras to stay in color mode in hope to catch more auroras, but no luck, it was just fog, which made the image quite noisy. So off to our next location, we move the mounts over here to keep an eye on the garage doors. Here is a quick look of the setup of the 3 cameras in the window. So starting off here at night, the glare isn't too bad, and when I turned off the lights outside on my home, the glare was pretty much all removed. My house lights shine directly onto the window, and there's a couple of panes of glass there. The light reflects between the panes and then onto the camera. So keeping the lights off at night definitely made the image better. Now here's a time lapse from this location while I share some final thoughts. So in summary, we updated the WYZE Cam app and turned off the camera's IR and status lights. We then compared the footage taken from each of the mounts. I found that they definitely made a difference in controlling the reflections. These glares can originate from both inside and out, but that doesn't mean I'll be keeping my property lights off at night. I found that the flat mount controlled the glares the best, but the angled mount was definitely more versatile. Alright guys, thanks for watching and sticking around to the end, and for that I have a final pro tip when using the angled mount. Color the face of the camera black, just like this, and you will have even less reflection of the camera in the window. Check out the differences before and after. That's pretty cool, right? Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future home tech DIY projects that you can do yourself.